more times than not, they, well, of a particular era of Tom Baker's run is referred to as the horror era, or the gothic horror, for Doctor Who. And, I mean, Doctor Who overall, people refer to it as having been scary to them when they were children and all that sort of thing. But in particular, there was quite a few adventures there that were pretty much horror stories featuring Doctor Who. Well, such is the case with the fifth Doctor here, and more so dealing with the Mara. We had it was introduced in Kinda, and now's the follow-up, and it leaves it hanging there where Tegan's a little worried. Well, it's over now, right? And the Doctor didn't really know for sure, and well, it wasn't. And so the sequel to Kinda is Snakedance, and where the Doctor has to finish up what he didn't finish a long time ago. Well, to be 500 years later, see. But, time traveling and all that. So, when I first saw it, I thought this was the same planet as Kinda, but it's not. But it's 500 years later, and they talk about the Mara was defeated, and now they all see it as a legend, and they celebrate it as some sort of religious custom and that sort of thing. And there's this guy there who's sort of a historian and collector of relics and whatnot, but he doesn't really believe any of it and mocks it. And the Doctor makes a fool out of him and all that. But no, it's a new planet. It's the home world of two empires that happen. So that's one. And there's the son of the Federator. It's not. They don't refer to it's the Federation, but so yeah. Not to be confused with the Federation that Blake fights, but still, who's to say, But anyway, it's 500 years later, so I don't know if they refer to that or if that was the Federation involved with Kinda and all that. But it seems the idea that the defeat happened on this home planet and everything. I don't know. But be that as it may. Tegan's fears comes true. She's still linked to the evil spirit of the Mara, and so that's what puts this. The genres of horror that Baker's era did. There was a lot of there was monsters involved and stuff like that, and of course the Mara is a monster too. But in this case, what genre of horror would you look at that this episode is taking ideas from, and you would have to conclude it's a demonic possession. And in this case, the Doctor is in the role of the exorcist. Even the case of it says like Tegan is Linda Blair, and the Doctor is the younger priest that has to take this down, whereas the Dojin is the old exorcist. He doesn't die, apparently. I don't know. The Dojin, our Dojin, whatever his name is kept mysterious and stuff and all that. And of course, in today's world, I guess you can just say, oh, he's another incarnation of the Doctor, because the whole damn universe is. Yeah, well, no, the show just keeps him rather mysterious and all that. But the Doctor has to figure out how to do it, and it's delving more into mysticism and whatnot rather than scientific technology and whatnot. He does develop a device for Tegan to use to block out the interference of the Mara and whatnot. But of course, that's only a temporary thing, and eventually she takes it off, and of course, she's taken over completely, goes about possessing other people. There's this lazy, spoiled brat guy who kind of looks like Macaulay Culkin's older brother, who's next in line to be the new Federator or whatever, and he's there for the ceremony celebrating the defeat of the Mara and all that. Well, of course, he ends up getting possessed and stuff like that by Tegan running around. And this time around, it showcases that mirrors don't affect the Mara, which that doesn't quite work. I mean, the Mara says, well, I was surrounded by a circle of mirrors. Well, that just means that the Mara couldn't, the circle of mirrors means the Mara couldn't get away from its own reflection. yet it stares right into it, and it makes Tegan stare at her reflection. Yeah. It doesn't quite work. So, but ultimately, the Mara is defeated by the Doctor's willpower of not giving in to the Mara's, the Mara's willpower, right? And that's basically all it is. And I guess the Doctor overpowers the Mara to where the Mara loses control of Tegan, and its manifestation of another giant snake just falls over and rots, and it pukes I don't know, a Slurpee on the floor. And so I don't think it's all that successful of a show. It tries to make this work. It's not as good as the Kinda version. There's other aspects of it. Well, it looks kind of cheap and stuff, but I didn't. Again, I don't really care about that as much as others. And so in some ways, it was similar. There were similar sets, or the look of it rather, from the previous the Kinda episode and stuff like that. But it's a different world. So I mean, the Kinda world was all jungle and stuff. But I mean, the lighting and and Castor Valve was the same thing. You knew you were in a studio and you could see the wall and stuff. But it's fine. It's just like I don't feel like it came together completely. Janet Fielding's performance is pretty good, especially her fear and her depression over it. She's really pretty much devastated by what's happened. And the doctor, and this time around, the Doctor just say, "Yeah, I don't know how to deal with things like that, so I'm just gonna walk away." No, he's right there comforting her and doing the best he can. And that's how it ends. There's the deleted scenes where they have a much longer ending where they're cheered on by the crowd and stuff like that, and then they just kind of make it silly. So actually, the ending the way they did is better than that, considering the seriousness of it and what she had just gone through. So it's not a total loss. There's some interesting elements there. There's certainly the Doctor ultimately says, "This is my fault," and it is. I mean, Tegan is one of these companions who, through no fault of her own, is sucked into this. Now, of course, she's agreed and chosen to come back. But imagine if she hadn't. I mean, I don't know. What would the Mara do if she was just going to live out her life on Earth? And it's like, damn it. And would it push her to build a spaceship or something? I don't know. She had no way of knowing that she was in danger when she fell asleep in that jungle, And and the Doctor, he just sort of, yeah, this is solved, and he didn't do his due diligence in making damn sure that she was free of that. And so so he's right. There's other things I don't know. Maybe in the chat, if you do know, if there was any problems with the scene of Peter Davison allowing a snake to bite him. Because that's, this weird thing, and that was his challenge and whatnot. I mean, it's obviously just a simple garden snake, and I doubt that it really did bite him. Maybe it was a prop at that point, but still, if that was, because there's other things they would cite and want it censored or whatnot in earlier supposedly scary scenes, and this one is just like, hey, what the hell? Don't try this at home, kids. So I don't know. So there's interesting aspects to it. There's some surrealism in it and whatnot, but there was some of it, I think it kind of fell apart. But they tried, which is more than I can say for some other efforts. But anyway, there we go, and that's it for the Mara. Of course, I'm sure it could always come back. I don't know. He says that's it. This time he's pretty sure the Mara's dead. Though I don't see how. I mean, it exists in this netherworld thing. Although I guess because it manifested itself, its physical form died. So now it's dead. But it kind of did that in the last one too. So I don't know. And I don't know, maybe Big Finish has already done that where you revisit something, and they do that with all the villains and monsters and whatnot. But anyway, as far as Tegan goes, I guess that's it. She's free of her demonic possession. Yeah, isn't that nice? Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.